Everyone knows that the update that allows you to see your teammates' boost should enable players to make more informed decisions. But just because players have access to the information, it doesn't mean they actually know how to utilize it. So today, we'll be discussing how knowing your teammates' boost can help you make better decisions in Rocket League. Now, the easiest way to help yourself make better decisions utilizing this new information is to hop into one of your replays and really pay attention to how you are moving around the field in relation to the amount of boost your teammate has. If you see yourself kind of moving in a counterintuitive way in relation to this boost amount, then you really should be looking deeper into that so you can eliminate that issue from your game. So today we'll be rolling through one of our own replays and we'll be seeing how the decisions we make either support our teammate based on the boost amount or put him in much worse positions. So let's go ahead and just roll this forward and we'll kind of talk through things as we see them. So decent kickoff out the gate here. We see our teammate with that full boost from the back left corner. So we know that we probably have at least a 50-50 coming out here. So there's no harm in us going over and grabbing the mid boost. And then from there, based on what direction this 50-50 goes, we can make the turn off of that. So nothing wrong with the decision right out the gate here. Let's keep on going. Teammate does win, so okay, we'll go ahead and turn up field. But notice he is using quite a lot of boost here to go get this 50, so we're not diving forward here. We don't want to put ourselves too heavily out of position. And now here we see our teammate on low boost heading towards our opponent's corner. So okay, again, let's not dive in. Let's make sure we keep ourselves relevant in the play. Just go ahead and stay close with this ball. Don't give any kind of free transition. I like this because the last thing we want to do is put our teammate who is rushing back after grabbing the opponent's boost in a 2v1 situation because we dove into our opponent's half. So good work here to go ahead and do that. Go ahead and swing around now. Teammate does get that win. We'll go ahead and push up field. Recognize there's not much for us to do here, so let's just go ahead and grab some boost. And now in this moment right here, we see that our teammate has just picked up full. So we are now assuming ourselves as the last man back. Any kind of control that comes out here from our opponent can be handled by our teammate who can cut to make our lives easier. So we're going to assume that that's going to be the case, and we see the jump up from our teammate, yet for some reason in the moment in the game, we also jumped. Now, we do recognize the challenge coming through from our teammates, so we don't jump super high, but we still expend some boost to jump up for this ball in a situation that is completely unnecessary. Because now we're landing in a bit of an awkward spot, and our teammate is going to be floating with 0, so now this is all on us, and we could have put ourselves in a better position if we just read that he would be able to go for that challenge and positioned accordingly off of that information. But we are going to get up and go ahead and get the next block here, so all well and good. Go ahead and push forward. Teammate just takes that boost in the corner, so again, we don't need to push super hard forward here. We can assume that he's going to make a cut on this ball, and indeed he does. Just let him play that 50-50 out. Now here's the one moment where we have a bit of an interesting predicament, because our teammate is quite low and we have way more than him. But this is a time where we have to consider where his cam is looking. If he has ball cam on, he's looking here and has no idea that we are there. So just because your teammate is on low boost doesn't mean that you should try to jump in and take the ball off of him, especially if you see they're in a position to continue to make a play. So this is a situation where we are definitely trying to push too far into the play for absolutely no reason. Luckily, there was no pressure on us, so we can go ahead and push the ball forward. Teammate with some more control, just going to take some pads here. Again, he has enough boost to go for a challenge here, so we're just checking to see how the challenge plays out. We're in a very neutral position here, so regardless of what direction this challenge goes, we can react to it accordingly. We can see that it is already going this way, so we're going to start to make this swing around a point back upfield, again allowing our teammate to continue on as he still has the boost to do so. So just calmly waiting here, seeing what happens. Teammate now on low. Now these are the ones you have to be careful of. So your teammate is on low boost, the ball is by your opponent's backboard, so these are the opportunities where you should only really be deciding to go for them if you have basically a 100% chance to put this ball in the net, without any danger of it going back the other way, because if it does and both you and your teammate are stuck at your opponent's net, it is just going to be a free goal for your opponent. In this situation, though, we can see that our teammate does get this bump, and if we look at the positioning of the other defender, he is pointed backwards into net, which means that this is absolutely a free shot for us to just go ahead and take it right on target, and it's basically an open net for us. So good start for us overall in the first minute, making some good decisions so far. Just a couple unnecessary encroachments on our teammate's spacing, but all in all, not too bad. In this situation here, we really should be looking to see where our teammate is, just to see what kind of situation they're in. For us to just go back blind here without any idea what's happening is a bit risky, because again, we're going to end up in a double commit. Teammate makes the save, but now again, we find ourselves in an awkward spot. So if this opponent was prepared to take this shot right away, we would absolutely be toast, because we have no way to recover from this position. And that's just because we didn't give ourselves all the information we could have. Again, we're going to keep ourselves in a neutral position as teammate goes through the air here, going for a couple flip resets. At this point, we can see he's falling off the ball, so this is ours to go for. But again, this is the thing we have to be careful of. We have two defenders back in net, and our teammate is flying off in this direction, gonna be on low boost when he lands, possibly even on 0. So with that information in mind, again, just like on the goal we scored, we don't want to be putting any shot towards target here that is going to be really easy for the opponents to counterattack with. Because if we dive in and the ball falls to our opponents, it's just a free net the other way, with both myself and my teammates stuck on our opponent's half. But in this situation, we are going to take a pretty lackluster shot, utilize all of our boosts in the process, but luckily the defenders are not positioned well enough in net, and we do get a bump as we land, or rather get bumped. That kind of works in our advantage, and it prevents an overly dangerous counterattack, but we still have left our teammate in a 2v1 here, as we are stuck on 0 boost rotating back. So now we are not in a position to support our teammate in the same way he was able to support us, and that is a big problem because we can't cut this rotation for him, except the opponents don't know how to counterattack. So they have given us the ability to pick up that mid boost and then cut for our teammate, which is all well and good, and again, just playing calmly off of this, and this is again another unnecessary dive. So our teammate, we can see, going towards the opponent's corner on 0 boost. We are again going to pretty much make the exact same mistake of diving in here. We have an opponent jumping who's going to be able to get the clear. And again, we're putting ourselves in a position where we're going to be on 0 boost. Teammates going to be rushing back, and they are going to have a counterattack opportunity because we threw ourselves out of the play for absolutely no reason. Luckily, again, they hit the ball a little too far away from themselves, and my teammate is able to recover for us, but we have dove a few too many times in this game so far, and luckily our teammate has been there to bail us out. This isn't dangerous at all. Ball is going up the back wall, so not an overly dangerous scoring opportunity as of yet, and the shot is just right at us, so we can take some control here. Go for a fake, maybe see if we can get that ball towards the net. Not quite, but we do steal their boost, so it all works out. Teammate with the opportunity, not quite going to have the goal, but here's another perfect example of positioning off the information. So we see our teammate just pick up this corner boost, so he's got full. Now the question initially in this situation, if we didn't know how much boost our teammate had and we didn't see him pick up this boost, would be, does he have enough to stay on this ball, or should we expect a 50-50 to come out, and should we continue to move back towards our own net? But because we have the information that he is on full boost, now we can assume that he is going to be able to maintain a play here, so we can more confidently turn back upfield to be in a position to support him. As we see here, play comes out, we turn back upfield, just kind of waiting patiently, but this is going to be the worst boost pathing you ever have darn well seen in this game. So we do a great job, right, of recovering back, we get the demo, that's all well and good. On 3 boost, teammate on full, he's gonna have control here. This is the situation where we should make sure we're kind of picking up pads as we move upfield to be in a spot to support him once again. But instead, for whatever reason, we're gonna start to turn upfield, and then decide, you know what, let's go get this corner boost, leave my teammate alone on the offensive end to have no one to pick up the ball off of any kind of challenge. Let's miss the corner boost for good measure, just to make sure we're completely starved out by our own accord on the back end. Teammate does drop the ball to the opponents, and now we find ourselves in a very unnecessarily poor position because we just couldn't rotate boost correctly. If we had like 36 boost here, this isn't overly dangerous, and then we're gonna make another poor decision because we should just be in get any touch you can mode, but for whatever reason we are going to rush back to net on basically 0 boost, miss all the pads on the way back, and then not be able to get up to make the save, just because we didn't calmly take boost pads when we had the opportunity to do so. Go ahead, pick up some boost. Teammate is on low in this position, so again, we are in buy time mode here. We want to give him time to get comfortable on defense with this full boost, because if we allow this ball to come across, we can go ahead and take a challenge, and by then, if we buy time and don't dive at this, teammate then is in a position where he can either turn upfield should we win it, or keep going back should we lose it. So good use of just taking time here, not rushing in. This is all fine. This, however, is just not paying attention to what your teammate's doing. And as we see here, so we get bumped. It's an awkward situation for sure, right? Definitely a weird one to be in. We've done well. We should just flip out of this. Just get back towards our own half. We can already see back here our teammate on full facing over in this direction, so it looks like he's planning to come into this play, and we have given him an opportunity because by us getting bumped, we've also thrown off the opponent. Yet for whatever reason, we decide that we're gonna go ahead and flip into this ball because I think we're ball watching here and just trying to get a touch, and it's a touch that really does absolutely nothing but beat our teammate out of the play. So this is a really important point. When you find yourself in an awkward situation, you want to try to make things as obvious as possible for your teammate so they can read what's going on. If you make an unexpected touch or just make a weird play in general, it can very often throw off what they're planning on doing and cause a lot of trouble for your team, as it did right there. Because that was just a lack of understanding of what was going on. We slapped the ball into the midfield for absolutely no reason and gave up a second free goal just simply out of panic. Right here, this one's another bit of a risky jump to go for, so teammate's flown through the air, he's on 0, that corner isn't going to be there for him. We've just taken the mid boost, so there's not a whole lot of boost available for him here. And yet, for whatever reason, we still decide that we should jump in for this. Yes, we take a decent challenge, but even a decent challenge here, if it falls towards the opponents, we again have put our teammate in a 2v1 for absolutely no reason, when we could have just played a little bit safer. So again, teammate in the 1v1, luckily he wins it, he does a fantastic job with that. Now he's got full, we can go ahead and rotate back, but now here's where we make another incredibly dumb decision. So we see our teammate flipping into the back corner. Yeah, that corner boost is there, but guess what? There's a bunch of boost pads over this way. And teammate clearly is planning on challenging this ball in the corner. But for whatever reason, we tunnel vision on this rather than seeing what's happening here. And because of that, we're gonna flip back into our own corner, cause a bit of a traffic jam with both ourselves and our teammate here, and it's going to allow the ball to fall into a very dangerous spot again because we're not paying attention to what's going on and not making the best decisions based off the information that is available to us, such as in this situation where our teammate has full boost and can very obviously challenge the ball. So this is just very unnecessary. We throw him off completely. He's now in an awkward spot. He does what he can, but now we have a double tap coming at us. We try to get up for it, but because we put ourselves in a terrible spot, it's just in the net, and that is all 3 goals given up because we made incredibly poor decisions or executed incredibly poorly. Either way, not good goals to give up, and it's very obvious why we're losing in this game. Teammate does have the clear here. We see that he has enough boost to stay on this, so we go ahead and try to target the bump here. I like this idea. If we see our teammate with the boost to continue the play, if we can open up the net for him, that is absolutely what we want to do. Unfortunately, we're going to miss the bump. Teammate not going to be able to necessarily get this one right on target, but he does put it in an awkward enough spot. And in this case, this is another one where if the score and time were different, maybe we don't jump for this because this is a little tough of an angle to fit in at this near post with one defender there and another one coming back and our teammate on low boost. But being down 2 goals with less than 30 seconds to go, a chance to score a goal is one that you should absolutely take. And in this case, we do take it, and we are able to slot that one in just in time. So good use of not hesitating there to go up and get that ball right away. Definitely a risky one, but if it works, especially when you're down that much with that much time left. Bit of a weird choice to push forward to our opponent's boost here. We're only down 1 now, so we're not actually in that much of a rush. We have all of 0 seconds, and that kickoff isn't the best one for our teammate to control. So again, we have put him in a bit of a bad spot, not paying attention to the position he's in. Luckily, he again does incredibly well, but he had to waste all of his boost to do that. So now instead of having us right here to be able to pick up the play, right when all of this kind of transpired, he is now still on the ball trying to make things work with 0 boost, while we rushed all the way out of the play for no reason. We recognize that he's out of the play. We want to try to make sure we keep this ball up. So let's try to control this to the best of our ability. This is all fine. We see teammate on full boost below us, so there's no reason for us to panic forward. This is still fine as well. We've given ourselves a chance. Teammate even gets a great flick, but now we're in a tough spot where we're on fairly low boost, and we gotta try to read where the opponent is putting the ball. And unfortunately, the opponent does make the very smart decision to play it away from in front of the net rather than down towards it. So good play on his part means that we are completely out of position with our guess, but unfortunately that is going to mean that the ball is on the ground and we have lost this game purely because we didn't make good enough use of the information available to us. We put our teammate in too many awkward spots, we gave the opponents way too many opportunities, and it cost us in the end. So that should overall give you guys a pretty good idea on how you can utilize the boost information of your teammate to determine where you should be going on the field and what you should be doing with the ball in any given situation. It's very important also that you don't spend the entire game trying to stare down the boost amount of your teammate. The best way to really do this is whenever you're going to make a decision, just take a quick glance at where your teammate is, see the boost amount they're on, and if it's low and you were thinking about diving in, you may want to second guess that decision before you fully commit, leaving your teammate in a bad spot. Of course, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate each and every one of you that made it to this point in the video, and I do hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, make sure you click that subscribe button right down below so you make sure you don't miss any future Rocket League content. Additionally, if you'd like to be a bit more involved in the community we're building here, feel free to join my Discord, which I'll have linked down in the description. And as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. See you later, guys.